and the chat rolls in. Stories fly and the night begins. Some talk steak, some talk life. Some just trying to get it right. Names on the screen, but it feels real close. Laughing easy like we're all on the porch. Different roads, but we meet right here. Pull up a chair, we're already there. Target prime rib, come on in. Riblets gather, let the talk begin. Laugh a little, say what it is. Ain't no pressure here in this carnivore keto. However you roll, we're just talking live and feeding the soul. Ain't about perfect, just where you're at. We're all hanging out, chewing the fat. Come on back, chewing the fat.
Hey, fellow Riblets, it's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib, and we're here with our special guest, Julia. Oh, I misspelled your last name. I've been saying something else the whole time.
Oh, no
I apologize for that.
Just think of pass the money, pass them on.
Yes.
That's the easiest way to remember it.
I just saw Pascol. So I guess.
Oh, right. That actually, because my late husband, his name was Colamartino, so it's Julia Passamonti Colamartino, but it was too long, so I just put that as an email, Julia Pascol.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's
based on your email.
Yeah, but Passamonti is my last name.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's all right. No worries. Get it, you know.
Hey.
It's such a great little intro. I love that.
John made that, and it's probably going to stay for as long as I can think of.
Oh man, it's excellent.
So we're going to say hello to a few people in the chats, and just remind everybody, if you have any questions for Julia, in any form or shape, just put QQQ in front or a nice statement or anything like that, and I will put it. I am going to save it in the. I'm going to star it and save it into the vault. And then we will open up the vault at the end, and we will answer any questions that come up. So don't think that if your question hasn't been answered right away, don't think it's because I ignored the question. It's because I'm saving it for after. All right.
Save the best for last.
Yes. So I'm going to say hello to a few people. Now, some people might not be here because we got just Jerry. Just said that she's back to work for her, and she's listening to the show. So, Jerry, if you hear us, we're glad you're here.
Hello.
And then the second person in is none other than Rick, charged from Mopar. He's working. We're going to try to catch this. And then we got Lynn, 22 Cute Cat, is here. We got Paul Salvatera is here. Hey, Paul, welcome. It's always good to see you. We got Gary No Slow. He said his cigar is lit. Let's go. All right. And then we have the infamous, famous Booby Goats is here.
Yes.
And then,
I see her on Rick's chat a lot.
Yep. And this is what she says to the music that just played. Yeah. So thank you for that, Aaron. And we also have Coach Angela Mullins. And we have my carnivore mom, Sandy Blythe, is here. And we have Amanda, the carnivore Makina, 83, is here. Hey, Amanda. And she first says hi, Thomas and Julia. Then she's like, I can't forget Rick and Milton, so I have to say hi to them. And then of course she says hi to Gary, and then she says hi to Aaron. Of course she says hi to my carnivore mom, Sandy, and also to Angela. And then we got Smoothie in the house, Smoothie 42. And we got Donna Ray Bacon Runner is here. So you're bringing in a lot of people. And then we got Roxanne Friend is here. So, hey, Roxanne, I hope everything is going well with you. And so far that's it. We got about 18 people in the chats. Now let me just check the other form. Oh, nothing yet. We are also on Instagram. So if anybody comes on Instagram, I will mention it, because unfortunately it does not show up on StreamYard. So that I would have to verbally mention if anybody comes up. So that's everybody so far. There's some people hidden. There's 3 more, so obviously they're here, but they're not here, and which is okay. That happens, right?
Yep.
You know, we have lots of ghosts in the community, you know, and so we're
And
here.
you're gonna be recording this and then uploading it.
Well,
right?
it records automatically, right?
Oh, by itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right now we're live.
Right.
So, but it will do live, and then YouTube will automatically put it on. It'll be on there for. I still have stuff from last year, so probably a long time. You know, so you could go back to the first interview if you wanted to and watch it.
Nice.
You know, so it does go back, and it's easier to do it that way for me. You know, so okay, so just seeing if there's anything new. All right. So, oh, Lizzie just joined. Hey, Lizzie, how you doing? It's always great to see you. Hello, and she put the rose and then world afterwards. So I'm going to turn the mic over to you, Julia.
Okay.
And obviously, you guys noticed I moved her over to the other side, because I can switch it. See that? And because I wanted to make sure the chat on the screen for anybody that's not on their computer or on their phone. And I didn't want to cover her face. I'll cover my mug, but I'm not going to cover the guests. Okay. Hey, Brian Dish, how you doing? And so I'm going to turn it over to you, Julia, and give you the mic and let you tell what made you Venetian cat.
Okay. Well, as you probably know, I love cats. And the way the name started was I went to Venice when I was, it was years ago, with my sister. Fell in love with all the beautiful architecture there and everything. And especially the festival that they do with masks. So I was going to graphic design school later on, and they wanted us to make a deck of cards based on, like a favorite theme. So I took cats and I made them into like these Venetian designs, with the masks and the what do they call those? The Joker headdress, with the little bells on them and all that kind of stuff. Venetian themed anyway. And I think I made 6 different cards. And so that's how the idea of the Venetian cat was born. And I then started a pottery company where I was doing historical reproduction. And what that means is like, there are people that do reenactment. They do ancient Roman, ancient Greek, Iron Age, and they dress accordingly. They have personas, that kind of stuff. They really study up in the history. And there wasn't anybody doing Roman or Greek at the time, so I started reproducing museum pieces. I never liked just doing production pottery. I needed a name for the company, so I started calling it the Venetian Cat, or Venetian Cat Fine Art. So that's how that came to be. And I've kept it because I always liked it, and I love cats. Right now, I foster kittens when they're orphaned. So I'll feed them from newborn on until they safely get transferred to a kitty cafe where people will pay like, $200, which covers all their vaccines and all that kind of stuff. And they end up with a beautiful pet, And as Rick knows, he raised all those beautiful kittens that he has. So he did kitty rescue. He rescued mama and he rescued the kittens at the same time. So I've kept cat, in it because it's so much a part of my life. Now, how I became carnivore is that I've always had issues with, and since I was a child with depression, with anxiety, with feeling like a complete social misfit. Never really felt I fit in anywhere anyway. I'm just uniquely me. But it was really particularly difficult because, one, I grew up in a very violent home. And I had the type of parents that didn't really pay attention to particulars. So even though I ate a healthy Mediterranean diet, there was a lot of carbs, pasta, pizza. But even if it was European Italian food, we had fish, we had all home cooked meals and everything. Everything was made from scratch, bread. It really messed me up. And excuse my coughing, I do have emphysema, and every now and then it acts up. So to make a long story short, I believe that I may have had some sort of autoimmune condition or intolerance because we ate lots of cheese. My father used to buy this amazing Parmesan cheese. We lived in Detroit at the time. He'd go into town and come back with these big blocks. He'd go to Italy sometimes and come back. You could bring food back then. And so we always had really high quality food, but it just didn't agree. And so I ended up with all kinds of issues like pain in my shoulders. I mean, even as a young kid, pain in my feet, the depression. And when I say depression, I'm talking about like the wanting to off oneself ideation. I can't say that word on YouTube. So since I was about 6, just not wanting to be here anymore. I felt like I was just it was like existential crisis. Like I just didn't, I didn't want to be here. And the food definitely contributed to that. So my mental health just got progressively worse. However, I was good at masking it because I was really smart in school. I was actually, let me go back and say I had a good memory and I could regurgitate what the teachers wanted to hear. So I got good grades as a result. And I was always the teacher's pet. So at least I got some attention that way, but it incurred the wrath of the bullies. So I wasn't very popular. So I knew something wasn't right. And I always had this battle of like I wasn't obese, but I noticed if I ate all my foods that I was addicted to, which I didn't realize at the time, like the, bread especially. Oh my God, I could eat bread like it was going out of style. I would get this little roll even as a little kid. And I knew that wasn't right because other kids back then, they didn't have childhood obesity. I'm 66. And it wasn't a thing. Maybe you had one big kid in the whole school, so it wasn't as much of an issue then. But I knew something wasn't right with my body. And then just the depression, I felt so different and misunderstood because of the just feeling like I didn't want to be here. So fast forward to eventually I ended up on, substance abuse because it numbed the feelings. And I thought, okay, maybe the goal is to become somebody that has no emotion. If I have no emotion and I get myself as numb as I possibly can, I don't have to feel anything. And then I won't be a misfit because I won't care. So I proceeded to do that with copious amounts of weed. Alcohol, not so much. Of course, the ones I like were the sweet ones, Kahlua, Bailey's, Irish coffee cream, stuff like that. The sugar was a massive problem as well. I was addicted to sugar since ever I could reach the counter to grab it. And I remember even eating straight chunks of brown sugar right out of the box. And then I would raid the cabinets and get the strawberry preserves out and pick out all the strawberries and eat those. I mean, it was just at age 4, I was doing this stuff. It was so bad. And I know that contributed to the depression because sugar and my mental health, it goes hand in hand with me. So anyway, I realized also that once I stopped eating the carby things as I got into my early 20s, I'm fast forwarding now, I didn't gain weight. So I found, and I did it myself. I didn't know anything about a keto diet or carnivore or anything like that, or even Atkins. Atkins, I think, was just coming out at that point in time. And I noticed when I just ate like eggs, meat, maybe just a tiny small piece of toast or something like that, the weight would stay off. And I had control over the cravings. I noticed that I didn't want the bad foods. I noticed that I wasn't as depressed. I eventually did stop using, by the time I was 35, I haven't touched a drop of alcohol or smoked anything since that age. So it's been quite some time, because I knew that stuff, yes, it might have masked the feelings at first, but what it did was it would backlash, and then you'd come down off that stuff worse than before. And then you'd be even in a blacker space. So I said, no, I don't want to go through that anymore. So that all stopped. I did go to a 12-step program, which for a lot of years, I don't go now, but I did go for a lot of years. And I got a really good foundation. I feel spiritually, worked on myself, got a lot of therapy, dealt with a lot of the really dark stuff that happened in my family. And I feel for the most part, it reintegrated me, because I was such a broken person. And it sort of slowly ended up putting me back together. I found some amazing teachers along the way in high school. I am an artist, as you know, that would allow me during study hall, where I didn't want to deal with even socializing with anybody. I could be all by myself, me and my paint and my canvas, and just paint like crazy. And they encouraged that. And I had teachers that were really supportive. Or I had one Latin teacher, actually, who was very, very kind to me. And he would have me do these out-of-class projects. And I did one in the Roman army, actually, where I made a little figure out of paper mache, and I broke down how all the different armor was made, and how how they do march formations and all that kind of stuff, and did presentations to different classes. So I was like a nerd. I love doing stuff like that. So, which later translated into doing the historical reproduction pottery. But anyhow, I always fought with that nagging sense of depression, though, as long as I was eating the carbs. And so I ended up going keto in 2010. And the way I did keto was I eliminated all the carbs and just did a few greens, veggies, which I thought you were supposed to eat. I didn't know you could survive without those darn things, or I would have then. And meat. I did chicken, fish, beef, that kind of thing. Occasionally, I might have as Rick calls it, the duck food, and go have a taco or something once in a while, that kind of thing. But I noticed that ideation went away. I stopped feeling like that. I stopped having, the anxiety was still kind of there, but not as bad. And so I really stuck to it from 2010 all the way to 2023. I stuck to the keto diet. And then I learned about carnivore through my son, Marty, who tried, without knowing anything about how to do it, he tried lion diet, the first thing. And he said, oh God, I can't do this, because he's a real carb addict like me, right? But so I researched it, and I found Michaela Peterson. I found Dr. Chafee. I learned about all these different carnivore doctors, started binge watching on YouTube all about carnivore. And I said, oh my goodness, I can totally do this. I love meat. And you don't need those green things? Cool. You can get rid of those finally. And so I started in July of 2023. I'm the type to, as you can probably tell, being that I was an addict myself, I just ripped that Band-Aid right off and go for it. And I did it the right way. I did use the ketone, what am I thinking? I'm just having a mental block now. The salt, doing, oh my gosh, the stuff that you put in your drink, that makes it so you get element, stuff like that. I can't think of what it's called now. I'm having a complete mental block. But anyway, adding that to water, adding that to food, and making sure that I have enough minerals in my body, took mineral supplements, and it really made a difference. So I didn't go through a horrible withdrawal period, because I had all those years of eating clean as I knew how. And I started by eating, back when meat didn't spike up so badly, I started by eating ribeyes. I said, man, I love, because I wasn't spending money on all the other stuff. So I had extra money to spend on steak. So I ate a ribeye every day. And then I had eggs, and then I had bacon. And I think I wasn't fat adapted yet. So I had like massive, like, okay, go to the bathroom again, go to the bathroom again. So me and the bathroom were good buddies for a while there. But that lasted about maybe a month. And then my body started to become fat adapted. And for anyone that doesn't know what that means, it's when instead of using carbs as an energy source, the body uses fat as an energy source. So I was no longer eliminating it as much, and my body was really using it. And I wasn't trying to lose weight at the time. I think I'm 5'2", and as I said, I'm 66 years old, and and about medium frame, small to medium frame person. And I weighed about 117 pounds, I think. And I went down to my average now is between 98 and 103. That's where it's stabilized at. So apparently it was all inflammatory, because before I started carnivore, even though I was doing keto, I'm right-handed, I could not paint. It hurt so bad, like going right up and down the carpal tunnel thing. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was so bad. And that went away. I had been losing hair, I had like almost alopecia starting. For those that know me, by the way, I do wear all different wigs. My real hair is super healthy, which never happened. And I was going bald in the back, and that grew back in. My skin, I stopped breaking out. I used to always break out. I said, when am I going to pop my last zit? When is that ever going to happen? I said, come on. He said, is this ever going to end? Well, that finally ended with going carnivore, because my body wasn't trying to eliminate whatever I was putting. Seed oil I cut out completely. Didn't know about that. Now I do use, occasionally I will use avocado oil, but mostly I use lard, and I save bacon fat. And one of my favorite things now is heart attack chicken. Thank you, Rick, for that. It's awesome. You got to try it if you haven't tried it. It's amazing. And so what else went away? I stopped having tinnitus. I stopped having the IBS. I mean, that was getting really bad. Even with going keto, that was getting really bad. I was in the bathroom all the time, and I'm like, what in the world? And I realized I have oxalate sensitivity, because once I stopped eating the vegetables, all the pain that I had in my toes and my hands and my fingers and my elbows, everything gone. And then I noticed like I was getting the oxalate dumping big time. I was getting like these hard little crystals in my skin, or sometimes it would come out on the side of my body. I was getting like this one area, this little hard stuff would come out, and it was the oxalates. I also noticed it on my teeth, that I stopped getting the bleeding gums, but I did notice like chunks of tartar, just chunks. I would just take a dental tool and just pick off pieces, and that was coming off. That's slowed down now, but man, so many things healed. And then the biggest thing was the anxiety. At the time I had started carnivore, my mother was going into a nursing home. She had dementia, and she needed the care. And in order to get her in there, we had to divest her of her resources, and had to get her on. She was in Massachusetts, so Medicaid, Mass Health. Huge process. Literally hired an attorney to do it, because she had assets. So it was more difficult to find help that way, to be able to do it anyway. So these wonderful lawyers I found in Massachusetts helped. It took a year. It took something like 200 faxes of information. It took literally 8 pounds that the lawyers brought to the post office, 8 pounds of papers to mail to the Social Security Administration to find her getting her put on. This was just before I started carnivore. My anxiety was through the roof. I mean, to the point I was having heart palpitations, sweating, all that stuff. And once I started doing carnivore, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing that it just went, it's almost gone. I still work on it, but like as an example, taking trips, I get anxiety. And, it's the idea of, okay, I've got to get to the airport. I've got to get there in time. I've got to get checked in. And then, of course, they always change everything. I hate that. Every time I go, it's a different routine and I've got to figure it out. It's like, and I'm one of these people that it's probably ADD, but whatever it is, I have a hard time trying to figure out when they change the routine. So I get there uber early. That's how I get around that. And so the anxiety even for that's dissipated. And I used to force myself to work through it. I mean, literally pain in my stomach and feeling like I was going to be sick. I had to work through that. After carnivore, you get the carnivore calm, relatively to how I was. It's just incredible. And so like you're thinking clearly. And I just got back from visiting my son. I live in New Mexico, and I visited my son out in New Hampshire. And the way you have to do it at our airport is it's 2 hours from where I live. So you drive for 2 hours, park your car, and then you go to the terminal. Have a shuttle takes you to the terminal. You check your bag, and then you wait for your flight. Well, I left my phone in the car. And normally I could care less. I hate those damn things. But when you're traveling, I mean, I'd have to tell my kids where I am and how it's going. And there's things you do need a phone for. So I had to go back to get it. And the anxiety was there, but it wasn't as bad. Normally, I would have been freaking the F out so bad. I would have been like just literally sweating and everything. And that didn't happen. So it's just incredible. So mental health wise, it's probably been the best thing I have ever done for myself. Just to feel peaceful most days, not to have that ideation of offing yourself in the back of your head all the time. Not having that anxiety that makes your heart feel like it's going to jump out of your chest. All that kind of stuff is just like just being able to feel like a normal, whatever that, I don't know what a normal human being is, but I mean, I guess people don't feel anxiety constantly like I did. It's wonderful. It's such a gift, and for those who haven't, I strongly suggest reading Dr. Georgia Eads' book on that, Change Your Diet and Change Your Mind. So I have a son that's a lot like I am, and I love him to death. He's the one I went to visit, and he worked through, he had worked through addiction issues, really serious ones. And I'll leave it up to him to mention them specifically if he ever wants to do an interview with Dave Mack. He's talking about it. So he used to, we talk video chat every day. I talk to all three of my kids, which is wonderful. And I love Zoom for that and Facebook time. But anyway, he would say, oh man, I'm just depressed. And I feel like I'm just really off the wall. And he'd be up and down. And part of that is recovering from addiction. If you're getting off substance abuse, you're just normally dysregulated anyway. And I said, I'm going to tell you this once. I said, try doing what I'm doing. I won't say it again, but I don't want to hear about your mental health struggles if you're eating garbage, or as Rick calls it, the duck food. And he agreed to that. Well, about a year later, actually it's been now 2 months, he started doing it. And he does more like a keto where he'll have the occasional apple or the occasional, he doesn't eat starch anymore, or anything like that. And he dropped 55 pounds. He's 5'6". He weighed he was at 232 pounds. And he's down to like 180 now. And in the 2 months he's done carnivore, he's dropped all that weight. But the main thing I see with him is the calm that he has that I've never seen before with this kid. And I raised this boy, okay? It's amazing. He's just just dealing with some really heavy issues with his kids and stuff like that. We were able to have a calm conversation about it and just talk things through. And I stayed there for like 4 days. I had the best time. We didn't argue about anything. We disagreed on things, but I mean, it's just like night and day. He's got a job that I think he cooks for a living, and he had gone to this particular same restaurant, I think, and not left on very good terms. Now he goes back, and now they're back against the wall because they're it's a seafood restaurant, and they're right on the water, and they get all the summer tourists in there. And Chris is really good at just bam, 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 just turning the food out. He's got like 25 years of experience cooking, and I've watched him work. The kid's incredible. he is my son, but and just the fact that he can just keep his head clear, just do the job, come home, put the job behind him, not let it get to him, and then work with his family, and it's just like it's a beautiful thing to see. It really is, just to see that, and I really wish that for everybody. It's like if you could just do this, you get rid of all your pain, your weight problems, and it doesn't cure everything because I have full-blown emphysema. I still have full-blown emphysema, but I'm on no inhalers, no medication for it. I'm able to make trips cross country still. I can drive to Texas. I can do a 12-hour run in one day. And it's because of carnivore, because basically I'm healthy. And I'll tell you a funny story about the relativity of healthy. Last August, I broke my hip. It was a freak accident. I have good, strong bones. It was just a real freak thing that happened. But anyway, I felt like I got body slammed to the floor, basically. And it was a clean break. My femur completely broke at the neck. And so I'm trying to get up. I have very strong arms. So I was able to pull myself, but then I felt my leg going kind of like this, and I'm going, oh, this is not good. So I called my friend Gilbert, who has since passed away. And I said, dude, I need help. I said, I can't get up, And this was a guy I had been dating, and we had broken up at the time, but we stayed friends. And thank goodness he came over right away. He helped me. I could not get up. And there I was sitting in the kitchen in my brown underwear. He's going, well, it's nothing I haven't seen before. So we laughed about that. Got me a dress. I threw it on. And then we called an ambulance. And these two big girls came. And they couldn't get the gurney through the door. But because I'm doing carnivore, I'm lightweight. So they were able to just pretty much pick me up and throw me over their shoulder. And I ended up going to the hospital. And the ambulance ride, if anyone's ridden in the back of an ambulance, man, it's not comfortable. You're bouncing around in there and stuff. And thankfully, because I don't do any medication or anything, I was able to take 4 ibuprofens, and it numbed me up enough where it made the ride bearable, and they got me in there. And they did the surgery the next day. I had 4 pins put in. And here's the funny part. Now, besides trying to figure out what to eat, because basically they serve you duck food at the hospital too, I lived on bacon. And then they go, oh, do you want some ginger ale? It's really good. I'm like, sugar and, the ideation that comes with it. No, thanks. Don't want that. So I said, no, let's just have some water. Water would be really nice right now. So they brought me some water. And once I got into the recovery room, the nurses were saying, oh, you'll be right out of here. You're relatively healthy compared to most people in here. And I'm going, healthy, huh? I said, I've got full-blown emphysema. I'm recovering from a broken hip. I'm 66 years old. The statistics are, with breaking a hip, and actually Laura Russell told me this, and she's a carnivore, for those of you that might not know who she is. She's a wonderful nurse. She said that it's like 80% of people die after having a broken hip, my age. And the reason for it isn't from the hip directly. It's because you can't move. You end up getting respiratory problems. And you die from asphyxiation, basically, or complications as a result. So think about that. I've got full-blown emphysema. I've got a broken hip. I'm recovering from that. And I have to lay still for it to, and I did move. I had a walker and everything going on. And I'm still here to tell about it. And I was washing my floors after 2 weeks. That's the Italian metric of how you tell if you're recovering, is how well you're able to clean your house. If you're cleaning it, if you're washing your floors after 2 weeks, that means you're getting well really quickly. So it's just bred into us to clean anyway. But so I survived that because of carnivore. I really don't think I don't know if I would have made it if I wasn't doing this way of eating, because before I did it in 2023, I mean, it was to the point where I was just waiting to die. That's how I felt. It was like 2023. I just would sit, I'd walk for a little while, try to move, get stuff done, and then go back and sit down and just be all out of breath and everything. And it's like night and day. Now, I mean, I can't run marathons or anything like that, but I can walk around my house. I do laps. I have a little pedometer that I wear. And I try to get in like, between 5,000 and 6,000 steps a day, which, for having my lung condition is pretty good. And just walk. I've even gotten 10,000 steps in doing it. And, the airport, I use that as an opportunity to just walk up on those conveyor floors. The ones in Denver are friggin' awesome. If anyone has gone to Denver Airport, that's like the best airport. You get on those things, you go up and down and check out all the shops. And I had a ball doing that. Had a 3-hour delay, so I made the best of it. But anyway, it's given me my life. It's really not even my life back. It's given me my life. Just not to have the mental struggle anymore, the anxiety, to be able to feel peaceful, to be able to have relationships with people. One of the big things I tend to do, I'm a hermit. And I love to just be by myself in my house and not have to deal with people. I'm good. It's not a healthy thing to do. So it's allowed me to kind of push myself past my what's the word I'm thinking, like my comfort zone, and actually go out and meet people. And it paid off. I've met some wonderful people doing that, and just pushing past those feelings just to go visit my kids. And I had a ball. I would have missed out on that. And if I wasn't carnivore, I would have had so much anxiety. I don't think I would have been able to do it. Or at least I would have been really suffering and tense the entire time instead of being able to kick back and have a great time, So it's just more things than I can say. I probably haven't covered all the benefits it has, but, if anybody out there is struggling with like the anxiety, the depression, just the metabolic stuff, health stuff, give it a shot. It'll be the best thing you ever did for yourself. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is nothing. That's what I say. You can't get any worse. Well, you can get worse, but I mean, certainly doing an elimination diet like that, you can find out exactly what's triggering the problems. And it's amazing that it has a ripple effect, because once you do it, even if you don't have anyone in your family that's doing it, it has this ripple effect because they see you. They see how good you look. They see how healthy you are. They see how calm you are. And it's like, I want more of that. And that's how I think with my son, I never said a word after that one time. And he ended up doing it. And I definitely think, anxiety is hard to work out. It really is. It's people, they have a pill for everything, but they never suggest dietary change. It blows my effing mind. Did they once mention diet? No. Because then people would get well and oops, I guess they can't have their boat trips anymore. They don't get their kickbacks. I mean, it's just it's so broken. It's sad. It really is. Not that I'm glad that the hospital was there, because when I broke my hip, I probably would have died if they didn't have the emergency surgery to put pins in there and put the leg back together. And I wouldn't be walking right now. But I mean, as far as like long-term health and care, it's sick care. It's not health care anymore. But I digress anyway. But I certainly, I hope that changes. I think that if more of us, as we get better and do this, hopefully it'll have a ripple effect in the medical system too. We shall see. Time will tell. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say. I mean, thank you guys so much for coming on and listening. And if you have any questions you want to ask of me, please feel free.
So I wanted to put out a few things. So I'm willing to actually share the screen. I wanted to show people something that I do every single time, but you're the first person I'm actually showing this with. So I'm going to share the screen right now. All right. So if you guys can see on the screen, anytime I have a guest on, I always put their guest information right in here. So, so like I'm going to just do an example. So I can actually go right right in there, and there's your Instagram account, and it shows all your stuff that you have on Instagram and all the paintings you've done, anything you have on there, and on Facebook, and then on Instagram you obviously have your Venetian cat fine art. So you have your studio and gallery that people can see your paintings, and if they wanted to buy your paintings, they can actually do that. So just to give you a little tidbit, I do that for all my guests. If there's anything I ever miss, that's just one of those things like I just didn't know, But
Right. Appreciate that.
yeah, I do that for everybody. So whenever somebody says like, oh, you can actually find it just by watching the video that comes on afterwards or even beforehand. You can even do it right now because I just did it right now as we spoke.
Right on.
So every once in a while I get an email and I'm like I gotta check it and see what it is.
Yeah.
It's usually junk, but
Yeah, really.
So there's only one person that's come on Instagram so far, and that's Coach Rebecca Bavry. And hey, Coach Rebecca. All right, so let me just clean up some of this. Sorry about that. I guess you could say I have a little OCD when it comes to the computer. I'm always organizing everything.
Ditto.
And, pretty much. So yeah, so I mean, going to that. So I know, like, do you just have the online art, or do you do like shows?
No, so I was going to mention that. So anyway, the transition happened when my husband passed in 2017, which was really hard. He was my best friend. I started doing painting, which was my first love. And how I started doing that is I started binge watching YouTube and found techniques that they do not teach in school from artists that taught themselves. And you've done that yourself. You've done some really cool stuff.
Thank you.
And so what I do is similar to the historical reproduction in that I use ancient techniques for painting. So I paint a lot like they did in the Renaissance or maybe the early 1800s, or a lot of people call it like a sort of pre-Raphaelite technique that I use. So it's, in other words, it's highly realistic, and it doesn't have like gimmicky things in the painting or anything. Unfortunately, it doesn't sell too well in galleries. So I kind of gave up on that. I even joined the International Guild of Realism, and I still couldn't sell squat. So what I found is that I do really well doing commission work because people have something they want me to paint, whether it be their home, an animal that passed away, a relative, a portrait of themselves, anything like that, and I can do it. And that's where I make a living doing that. So I'm basically a commission painter. I do have work for sale that's on the website that I did in the hopes I would get something in a gallery, but I'll sell one of those every now and then, but that's not going to happen. So I'm okay with it. It's just the way it goes. So yes, if you want to buy any work or contact me, you can go to the website.
Okay, so I'm gonna I have about 10 things. Not really too many. Only one question really. It's a double question. So I'll ask both together because might as well, right? But just to remind people, QQQ, put the questions in the chat. You know how this works, and we go from there. And the first one, and some are for me, some are for you, Julia.
Okay.
So let me see if I have. So we're going to do the first one from Paul. He's just making a statement saying the results are in. Monday blood draw yield of 5.0% A1C. Sorry, big pharmaceutical. My insulin usage is declining.
That's awesome. Woo!
That is so awesome, Paul. It's not even funny.
He's another.
Not afraid to say that I am jealous. All right.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
All right. And I think it was like 5.3, 5.2, 5.3. So it's gone down a few points.
Awesome.
And then Amanda's saying to me, Thomas, just a side note, I've been meaning to explain to everyone my last name, Amanda, the carnivore. Okay, the carnivore McKenna. McKenna is pronounced McKenna. All right. We now know that. And hopefully the ones that are here will realize that you're Amanda McKenna. So glad to meet you, Amanda. All right. So let me just hide that. And some more came up. So let me just see. All right. So Uncle,
Thank you all for the kind comments too, by the way. I've been kind of looking at some of them. Much appreciated. I can't type as I'm talking, but
yeah, no problem. So Uncle Charlie is asking, this is kind of his go-to, and he's the one that's asked the double question, so I will finish it. So first part of the question is, hi, Thomas, how are you? Hope all is well. How many, and then he goes right into the next one. How many times does she eat in one day? And what does she eat throughout the day? Thank you. And does she do any fasting?
okay. So I did do fasting when I was ketovore. I no longer do it. I find that I do best eating 3 times a day. I eat every morning. I have 2 burger patties. That's breakfast. For lunch, I have either a couple of pieces of heart attack chicken or salmon, because I've got a little bit of macular degeneration going on. Salmon's supposed to be really good for that, and it has iodine. Or just some bacon. And then in the evening, I have something light. I might have like a carnivore beef stick that doesn't have any sugar in it, or a couple of 2 or 3 eggs. So, and I do eat a lot of eggs. The eggs I rotate. If I happen to be hungry, I'll just throw some eggs and cook them. And I cook them a bunch of different ways. I can do them poached, soft boiled, scrambled. And I'm just that's pretty much it. So I keep, and I find that I still do the emotional eating sometimes. Part of what I'm struggling with right now is the stevia addiction. So I was off the stevia for a good 2.5 years. And then my friend Gilbert got sick, the one I was dating and then broke up with him. He died from alcoholism, which is why I broke up with him. And I was taking care of him in the end. And I started the stevia addiction again. And damn it, so I'm going to give that a shot to try to stop it, because I do notice that it does create food noise. I get the just cravings for other things, even though it doesn't necessarily jack up your blood sugar, but it messes with your head. So that's the next thing, and get back to where I was. But it hasn't really put weight on me or anything like that. It's just I just don't like the thinking process with it, and the fact that it owns my ass. It just got me. That's sweet. I have to be one of those people that doesn't do any sweet at all. So, but that's basically my thing. So I live on chicken, fish, ground beef, the occasional steak, and eggs. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay. All right. So this is just another statement. And then actually, I will read on from him again. I just want to make sure. Okay. So actually, no, let me actually go, because I checked this off because I wanted to show it. Paul answers, his March A1C was 6.1 and now 5.0. So I was wrong with 3. So it's even more of.
That's amazing.
So, Paul, hooray.
That last name is Italian, and it means Salvaterra.
Salvaterra.
Save the earth. Save earth is what it means.
Oh, wow.
Salva, somebody that saves, and then terra, earth.
So we're going to actually.
It's a cool name.
All right. So we got 3 comments. So Papa, connected to what you just had, what you were just talking about. So Papa Carnivore's here. So welcome, Papa Carnivore. Sorry about that.
Good to see you.
I find that fasting is starving. I enjoy eating, so I just do OMAD or 2 meals meals a day.
2 meals a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we have to kind of do our own thing, you know. And then he's actually wishing Jem um, for her neighbor for a speedy recovery. So
Oh,
I'll look into the chats and see what's going on there. But yes, I agree. And then we have Manda and Thomas. Sorry, late. Was visiting a diabetic neighbor. That's what we're talking about. The
so,
diabetic neighbor
yeah.
in the hospital. So hello, Gemma. Um, and I hope that that your neighbor is doing well. Um, and my prayers go to them. I don't know if it's a male or female, so I can't really say him or her. Um, Rick, 3 times a day is what he likes to do.
Right. Yep.
He's Yeah, because Rick, you're a human garbage disposal. All right, so you need to eat 3 times a day.
He's also got a high metabolism, probably from
Well,
all
that's what I
the,
mean.
all the activity that he does. He's always moving like me. So I'm always moving. I think that's why. Get hungry.
And actually, Paul just said he has no Italian in him, but 4% Egyptian.
Really? That's an Italian name. That's so interesting. Wow. Well, you can be Italian by proxy. There you go.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe his Uncle Sal is Italian or something. Who knows?
Uncle Sal knows where you live.
Yeah. All right. Barbara actually just said that she's, hi everyone, chilling while listening and crocheting.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, do whatever you have to do, Barbara. But hopefully you're looking for any bad people since you are my moderator. And then we'll go to Carnivore Muscle. He just mentioned that he had Jonathan. I had the heart MRI today, and it was honestly the most challenging thing in my life. I'm waking up heavier than when I go to bed. LOL.
Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Well, first off, it's hard because it's a pretty important thing, and you get nervous, you get scared, and you just, it's like, okay, what's going to happen? Even if you don't really think anything's going to happen, you're still wondering what's going to happen.
No, and cortisol causes inflammation when you get that anxiety and the cortisol spikes like that. Definitely.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I was just fooling around with something real quick. All right, so then let me see if there's any more. No. Okay, just Papa's talking mostly to Jason, but nothing really about us or anything like that. So Carnivore Muscle is talking about my video that I just put out. It was just a simple video, just telling what happened after my 60-hour fast, and because it does help me. It's bringing my sugars at a better level, and I didn't have to use insulin the whole time, except for the long-acting insulin. I did have to use that, but I cut that in half. So the fact that I can get off insulin once I can do that fully is an achievement in itself.
Yes.
And so my sugars, they're a little bit higher right now because I did eat before coming on here. I had my last meal today, and it was big enough where it's bringing my sugars up to it went up to 145, and now they're 142. So they are going down. But I went from originally when I started, actually right after my 1-year anniversary, I went up. So I went to 20 units of short acting, 40 units of long acting. Now I'm down to 15 of the long acting. And as of today, I'm down to 5 units of the short acting.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah. So I have to attribute that to the fast, obviously. And so he says two mad, good idea. 11 to 4 is a good, sensible window. Today, I actually started a little bit earlier because I started with bone broth. So I actually started at 5:30 in the morning with the bone broth. Then I had my second meal around like 10 o'clock. And then I had my last meal by around 2. So I had today for my meal, I had a thing of bone broth. I had one brown butter bite. I had a lot of butter bites today. I had one brown butter bite. I don't know if anybody knows how to make butter bites, but I learned how to, and they taste almost like, I don't know if anybody remembers the maple candies you used to get at like the grocery
Yes.
store,
Yes.
or like when you went to the Honor Country or something like that. It's more like that, and then what I do is I take it and I just take some of my sea salt from Malden's and put it on top, and it's like salted caramel in a way.
Yummy. I wish
So
I could eat butter. I do ghee. Butter causes. I'm so sensitive to any dairy.
you're cooking out a lot of that stuff. So so I think it's a little different because you're actually boiling it
Ah,
and you're cooking
that's
it,
true.
and then you freeze it. So anything
Oh,
that
so they're almost like ghee bites, really, by the time you cook it
almost
up.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
you're doing that. Let me just see
Huh.
if any new stuff popped in.
To give that a try.
Um, oh, here's the next compliment. Julia is awesome. Julia, do you drink coffee? Okay.
Ah,
Um,
let me tell you a coffee story. So I stopped drinking coffee the second week after I started carnivore because I don't just drink coffee. I drink coffee with my cream. So I put the cream in, flavor it with a little coffee, and that's my
right.
coffee. And it was
Like
causing problems. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was waiting at the airport the other day, and I decided I'm going to break down and have one. It was the best damn coffee I ever had. Oh, I just had a small one. I resisted the urge to go get more, and I don't have any at home. And I have no problem with people drinking it. I just quit because of the cream factor. I do drink tea with a little bit of lemon in it sometimes, and like I said, the stevia is going to go. I will do it one day at a time, like I did everything else, um, and just enjoy that, And I noticed that when I don't use the stevia, it's like one a day, kind of thing. The
right.
rest of the day, I'm drinking water with electrolytes. That's the word I was stumbling on. I couldn't think of. I drink water with electrolytes in it. So, and that's really enough.
Okay. So just to finish up with Jonathan here. So just finish up what I was saying. So I had that in the first meal. Second meal, I had 4 burger patties,
Mm,
73-27,
yummy.
believe it or not, with the fat poured back over it, because the only thing
Mm,
that bothers me is butter, but I'm getting back into the butter, because I do agree with Papa that it's in my case, I have 2 choices. I either eat the fat and prevent the depression, or lower on my depression, or I don't have the fat that's affecting me, and I don't feel, I get more depressed.
So you
So
find that fat actually addresses the depression for you,
it
most
can,
part?
yeah,
Wow,
it makes it a little bit less. I don't know. I guess,
that's interesting.
yeah. Well, I guess because of the brain, it's like you need fat in the brain, and
Right.
I guess it's kind of a factor. Even Georgia Ede said something about,
Yeah,
like, I've
yeah,
never read her book, but I know she says about eating more fat and stuff.
right. That makes a lot of sense. I just asked as a lifelong depression sufferer.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
wow, wow.
But the only problem is, well, regular fat like ghee and that's fine. Like I'm
Yeah,
okay with that. It's just butter, but I still like my butter. I like my butter in my coffee and stuff. So
right.
I'm bringing it back in, but I'm just slowly bringing it back in. And the butter bites don't really affect me as much
Oh,
as the.
that's probably because, like you said, it's cooked out. You're cooking all the milk.
Well, it's cooked out, and not only that, it's frozen. It's pretty much like I cook it in the thing, and then I put it in ice cube trays, and I
Oh,
make,
very cool. I've got to
and it
try
has the brown
that.
on top. The video, actually, I did it. I showed it in the video, so just
I'll check
watch my last video, and you can actually see it
Cool.
there. Um, okay. So Jonathan goes, 2 mad, good idea. 11 to 4 is good, sensible window. Trying skinless chicken thigh drumsticks split with burger patties and 6 eggs. Go for a short walk and do light movement 30 minutes a day after eating. And carry water with you 30 minutes either side of the meals you have. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much hit what I usually do anyway.
Exactly. That's really, really good advice.
Yeah,
And
and Jonathan's like a plethora of information.
yes, he is. And
So
Laura Russell had also advised me to do that in addition to taking zinc, potassium, and magnesium glycinate at night because I was getting horrendous leg cramps. The walking has solved it. Doing either 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after, you know, it's why I wear the pedometer, make sure I'm getting enough steps. And it totally just gets all the blood, I think, to your muscles
yeah,
where it should be. But it really helps a lot. I can't emphasize that enough. And also for me, where I've got emphysema, walking via the vagus nerve which is the vagus nerve regulates the autonomic nervous system, your breathing, your heartbeat, that kind of stuff. It regulates the vagus nerve by walking, so it gets everything working right. I had gotten a horrendous virus like 2 months ago, and it lasted it was horrible. It lasted 2 months, and I usually kick stuff in 2 or 3 days. And I ended up taking one of these things that's supposed to get rid of phlegm. It's gualfenicin, I believe it was. I ended up in the ER from that stuff. Couldn't breathe, was freaking out. And I'll never take that stuff again. But the walking helped me get that feeling that I was suffocating out. And that's how it felt, this thing that was like this nasty bronchitis. It's called dyspnea, when you're feeling like you're just not getting enough air, even though your oxygen saturation's fine. Walking will absolutely help that. It helped the tachycardia because I was also getting like an elevated heartbeat. Gone with that. Just walking. And you don't have to walk fast. It's just doing it like either 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after eating, like Jonathan said. It really makes a massive difference. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, just wanted to put a plug in for you there.
all right. So Jemmet is asking if you have a channel, and I'm going to answer that for you right now, Jemmet. Or Juju, whichever frame you want to actually talk. I just put it inside the chats. I put her YouTube channel in there that you can actually click and link to it. But also too, I also wanted to reiterate that I actually, just like I was just showing, but Juju came in late, so I don't know if Juju saw it or not. But I actually did show all the things that I include in for descriptions. So you just when you go into the video, you can actually find all the links that are pertaining to Julia. But there it is right there.
And somebody asked me if my emphysema was from smoking cigarettes.
I can get to that question right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I just happened to see it pop up on my screen. Okay, I'll let you handle that. Yes.
Or you're not the only one that can be. I had that last week. Like people were like, "He's not getting my question out there."
I know, right? I'm vigilant after a while, right?
I get about 50 questions up here.
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
All right. So Pop is asking, was your emphysema caused by smoking cigarettes?
Okay, so I believe it was caused by several things. Partially, yes. I smoked cigarettes for about 10 years. I haven't smoked since 1988 of anything. I grew up in a house with secondhand smoke. A lot of it. And back then in the 60s, everybody smoked. You know, your walls were yellow, you just painted them, you know. So there was that. And the other thing was, I believe, and I've researched this, when you grew up with violence and you're hypervigilant all the time, you're literally you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And people that have grown up in violent situations often suffer from COPD, and they have found a connection with that. So I believe that it is a combination. Also, when I worked in the factories, because even though I graduated top of my class in art and everything, I could make could make a living at it. As an aside, had I to do that again, I would have become a mechanic or an electrician with that skill set. Anyway, I was working in a factory, and they made filters, regulators, and lubricators. And I worked in the stock room, and they had a tank that had trichlor in it, and they did not have any sort of ventilation. And that stuff, it's so dangerous that literally, if you go in, stand in the tank, and try to go clean it without any protection, you die. Well, I was breathing that stuff in every day for probably about 5 years. So I do believe that that exacerbated everything. And so, but here I am. So it didn't kill me. So I think that's why.
Okay, so the next message, not really a question, but I know exactly what you're talking about, Rick. He took care of his parents
Oh
into
man.
a full-time job,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yeah, when I took care of my mom, I literally had to leave working, which ended up being a good thing, I guess. But um, I 24 because you can't afford a full-time nurse, basically.
No. No, it's really tough. And I give you a lot of credit for that, Rick.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
really awesome.
Yeah, I
No,
mean, I had it with my one parent with my mom, but Rick, you took care of both your
you
parents.
both. I know. That's because he's carnivore. See, he could do it.
Yeah.
See,
Well, when I did mine, I wasn't carnivore, so
that's why it was so much harder. And seriously,
yeah,
you had your health challenges along with everything else.
yeah. I
So
mean, I was at that point where I had the challenges and they were there, but they were like in secret, like they were below the
oh, they weren't
surface.
as full blown.
Well, they were full blown, but I was ignoring it,
Oh,
you know.
oh, oh, you were in denial about it. Got it.
Well, I don't know if the word denial's good. It was more like my mom was more important, so anything that I dealt with was,
You
you
kind of
know,
just set that aside to take care of her.
yeah, like I had my foot problems and stuff,
Right,
and like I still had to deal with like the diabetic foot ulcer and everything, but the toes didn't happen until after she passed away. So
right.
it's like
Wow.
she never saw me with the
Oh,
amputate.
thank goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would have
It's still
broken
really
my heart.
awesome that you did take care of her, though. It's really amazing.
Yeah, but Rick, you too, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So Lizzie's saying that she takes her anxiety medicine whenever words don't help, which isn't too often. Actually, my depression is actually caused by certain words that happen, and so I know exactly
Oh,
what that could be. Sometimes
triggers.
people feel stuff that just triggers the depression,
Yeah,
or
I understand.
know, and a lot of times they don't mean to say it. It's just stuff that gets said.
No, but it triggers you. You can't help it. It just does. I get it. Yeah, I can relate.
And Papa's also saying about how he takes care of his mom, but she's doing great, and I'm still able to work a full-time job, thankfully.
That's awesome.
Thankfully,
Good
yes.
for you.
All right. So the next one, let me just unstar that. Okay, good. I'm trying to keep them in line. Okay, so I'm going to skip that question there. And actually, I'm going to go right to this. Gemma is saying, Peter, one thing I love in moderation is brie cheese. I'm cheesy, LOL. So I thought
How
that
do you eat that in moderation, though? How? I
I'm
see it. It's gone.
I'm part rat, so I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't do that.
No, no. It's like, man, oh my God, that stuff's so good.
I just kind of like, what I do now is I just kind of say like cheese is my dessert, you know.
Yes.
I mean, I still like my, the Oreos and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'll be like, you know what, I think I'll just have a slice of Swiss or a slice of.
I'll tell you, if I didn't pay for it with extreme pain in my toes after eating it, I'd eat that for dessert too. So
Yeah.
have some for me. That stuff's so friggin' good. Oh,
Okay. And then I didn't save this, but I will mention it. And then Papa says, I can moderate cheese, but I can't moderate berries,
I
yogurt, and
can't.
dark
No.
chocolate.
Oh no, no,
Yeah.
no.
No, I'm the other way around, Peter. I probably shouldn't have cheese because I really, unless if I bring it home, I can definitely go a little bit overboard on the cheese. I'm actually pretty good with this with the chocolates and stuff like that now. I can have like one
That's
Oreo
awesome.
and not have to worry about it afterwards.
I
And
don't
take a
think I
little.
can moderate anything.
Yeah.
I think
Now that wasn't always the case, but now I believe it is. And we just got Meathead. Kurt is here, and it looks like we got a couple other people here. We got Yellow Rose here. She's saying, Papa Carnivore, that's good, Peter, that you are able to be there for your mom. Yeah. Say hi to Peter, Yellow Rose, but not the two people that are up on the panel. Thank you. Just kidding. We love you, Yellow Rose. And then Jiffy also talks to Papa. Yeah, Papa, you're our Peter. I mean, you can't wait to be on here, can you? I have been watching and cooking, as my grandmother would say. If you want a good man, look how he treats his mother. Have a lot of good men in this community. That's true. Peter, you're an icon. You're an icon, Peter. So let's go back to the actual questions. And then Peter actually mentions, I do high fat carnivore, because he's talking about with the depression and everything like that, I think, from before. High fat carnivore, and it's out of my decades long bipolar depression, chronic anxiety, and ADHD into full remission of all 3 years plus.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Wow. Wow.
And
What a beautiful thing.
then Brian is just asking really quickly, and yes, because he missed it. Julia, if I missed this, I'm sorry.
No
How
worries.
long have you been making art?
My whole life. See, when I was born, I had a paper in my hand. No kidding. I've actually been, ever since I could hold a pencil, I was probably 4 years old, and I've been drawing and painting. So it's a lifelong thing. It's what I love to do. It's sad I really can't make a great living at it, but again, I tell people that if you are artistic, not autistic, but artistic, which is nothing wrong with being autistic either, find something that you can do with that skill set, because it can translate into a lot of different things. Like I said, becoming an electrician, or studying some sort of mechanical thing. I mean, there's a wonderful woman on YouTube called Chick Canic that fixes 2-stroke engines. And I said that's something I totally would do, and that way you can make a living for yourself, and then you can still paint, because making art in the world we live in now, that I can see, unless you have like some kind of real gimmicky, I hate to say this, I'm going to say it though, real gimmicky crap, you're not going to make a lot. If you do like classic realism, and not for the lack of trying, I have tried, you're not going to sell it, not in a gallery anyway. So yes, lifelong.
Bill Cook just joined us from Instagram. So hey, Bill, how you
Hi,
doing?
Bill. Rick, I was thinking about you at the airport.
Meathead just said he's subbed to Chicken.
Oh, Chickanic, yes, she's fabulous. She's absolutely. I've learned so much on her channel. I just wanted to tell Rick I was thinking of him at the airport, because I was just looking around at all the different restaurants and stuff they had, and I'm thinking duck food, quack, quack. It just was in my head. And I said, next time I see Rick, I'm going to tell him. It was so funny.
Okay, so the next one is from Faith, Fuel, and Footsteps, Desiree. Hey, Desiree, how are we doing? She goes, I'm just now catching this live and wanting to say hello to Thomas and everyone watching. It's a hot yet beautiful day here in Nebraska.
Nice.
Well, that's good. I mean, I guess it's better to be hot and beautiful than to be cold and miserable.
Amen.
All right. And Juju is saying, Juliet. Was Juliet here? I'll take a look. I guess she's calling you Juliet, maybe.
Oh, Juliet.
Stay busy and do something you love. I also love to paint on canvas. Thomas, great at drawing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I don't really draw as much as, it might be why sometimes I go into the concept of like slowing down on YouTube, because deep down it might be like one of those things I just want to get back to doing stuff that relaxed me. Because
Yeah.
it's bad about YouTube is like I kind of lose out on that. Because I'm so much onto my channel and doing
A lot of work to
that I'm
YouTube.
not spending so much time that I'm not putting time onto anything else.
Right. Yeah, YouTube is a lot of work.
Yeah. And then the last question, but this is not the last. This is not the end. We're only an hour and 15 minutes, unless Julie needs to go or something like that.
No, I've got the rest of the afternoon. I'm good.
Okay, cool. You said side time. Cool. I appreciate that. So, Julia, what has made you such a wonderful, amazing, and beautiful person? Was any of that due to carnivore? Peter, you're so
Yes.
sweet. No
That's so
wonder.
kind. Thank you for that. Well, I think carnivore, has brought out the best in me. I think that with me, it's been a lifelong wanting to be the best version of myself that I can be. I have the capacity for introspection, which a lot of people don't. And I'm willing to look at myself, and I don't think I'm done. I think life is like a process of going through many, many layers. And just when you think the onion's done peeling, there's another one. There's always, wait, there's more. But that's okay. And I think that's what makes life interesting. And then I try my best to share, and with people that share that knowledge and wisdom that I've learned from the experience of working on myself with other people, and try to help other people along in their path. This world is a hard place. And if you can extend some kindness to somebody that wants it, not any random jerk, because usually you end up paying by getting it thrown in your face. So you have to be discerning who you help, and people have to want to help, and they have to ask. You can't fix anyone. But that being said, yes, I think carnivore definitely, because it's freed me from like you, Pete, with all the mental stuff. It's made a massive difference. It's like I said, it's not just giving me my life back, it gave me a life like I never thought. And my son says the same thing. He said, I never knew what it really was to feel good. And I think Dante Ferrigno says the same thing. I never knew what it was like to feel good until I did carnivore. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
All right. So let's go back here one more time. Okay. So it's a good thing I actually double checked and looked at the Instagram to find Bill. That's actually in the chats for Instagram. So I think Rebecca might have left because she hasn't said anything since the last time. So and Juju just said, Julie, I agree. Carnivore, a way of life. You are inspiring. Thank you.
Oh,
Juju always has nice things to say to people.
That's very kind. Thank you.
And she's even nicer when Russ sings to her. So,
Aww. Yeah, Russ has got the best voice, man. Oh my gosh. That guy's so fun.
He is. All right.
Yeah.
So people ask, that was actually the last question from Peter. So any questions that come up, I will put them out right away. So, just put QQQ in front. I will be paying attention, but it will help me spot it pretty quickly. So just trying to think. So would you, you said about your son. Now, would you say he's carnivore now, or is he?
He's like carnivore with maybe a little bit, basically carnivore, yeah, because he has the occasional apple now and then or something, but basically he's carnivore, yeah. And he said he works in a place where they've got mounds of French fries, and he used to chow them down all the time. He hasn't had one, not even one. He said the thing that happens with it is your mindset changes and they don't interest you anymore. That stuff. The duck food just doesn't seem appealing. It just doesn't.
And Aaron
Giving
just said,
stuff away.
what I want to think, I wind up thinking mechanism.
I want to think I wonder. Oh, what I want to, what I want to think I wonder. Oh, when I want to think. Maybe.
I thought I heard it. All right. Sorry about that. I thought I was hearing myself twice.
Oh, this is a good one. So there's somebody saying check out the merch on bonfire.com store.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah.
The Rick
You're
t-shirt.
talking about Nightbot? Yeah.
I bought one.
Well, technically I'm saying it, but
Oh.
Nightbot's my messenger.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of like an AI moderator.
Oh,
And he puts
something
out messages that I program him to put out every once in a
that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. Jeez,
while.
that's
And
wonderful.
that's the merchandise from my store that you can get shirts and hats. And,
Oh, very cool. Yeah, definitely.
like the hat, the Target Prime rib hat I wear. That's one of my merch, and I have some shirts. And I
Nice.
just found out, but I probably won't see a picture, because Alia actually just bought a couple of hats for her kids.
Oh,
And
nice.
but at one point I'm going to put a picture out with her kids wearing them. The only thing is, though, she had it sent to her parents' house because she's away, and because of her living where she lives, and everything. And so they have it, and she's not sure when she's going to visit her parents, so it could be a while. So so we don't know how long it's going to be. So Snarky Carnivore is here. Hey, Snarky, how you doing? Hello, everyone. Just got off the treadmill.
Hi.
That's
Awesome.
pretty cool. And we have Dustin Keto Simple is here. Hey, Dustin, how are we doing today? And Juju confirms Thomas, LOL. Yes, love Russ. I love music, LOL. I'm not sure why that's funny, but okay.
Because Russ makes all kinds of jokes.
No, I know. There
He's
was
so funny. Oh my gosh.
I was being funny by not being funny.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't get it, right?
Oh.
That's funny.
Okay, so yeah, so put in the QQQ in the chats, and I learned about Nightbot from Barbara and Amy Davis, aka Rockin' Keto Amy, or Rockin' Coach Amy, I should say, because that's what she is now. And here's a few more from Nightbot. Big QQQ in front. Here's one that I've been telling people that if you want to make an appointment to do exactly what Julia is doing right now, you could actually go onto this link, and it should allow you to be able to set the appointment. The earliest date I have right now, or you just email me at tpruitt40@gmail.com, or if you have me on Instagram me a message, or on Facebook me a message, iMessage me. So there's many ways of getting a hold of me and saying, hey, I'd like to be on your channel. And we do have one question from Yellow Rose. Julia, is that your natural hair color or a tint, as it looks lovely on you?
Oh, thank you. This is my natural hair color. This that I'm wearing is a wig, believe it or not. If you look on my YouTube channel, I have a picture of myself with long hair, and I think I'm wearing an indigo blue shirt. That's my natural hair since carnivore. It actually grew in, and it got it's down to my waist. The reason I don't wear it down all the time is because I have very oily hair. So if I wash it more than once a week, it falls out and breaks. It's extremely, extremely fine and soft. So I found that wigs were a way of keeping it healthy. And then, being an artist, I can match the hair to the clothes. So it's like I got pink hair, I got blue hair, I got all kinds. But this is actually my natural hair color. It is like this. It's like a silvery, like a chromy silvery gray.
And then Snarky is asking, Julia, your hair is fantastic. Did you ever lose hair on carnivore?
I didn't. I actually grew hair on carnivore, and it got darker. It was almost white. And after carnivore, it went to like a dark, like a silvery color. And especially here's where it grew in most. Like I had alopecia all in here.
Okay.
And then the back of my head, I had like a bald spot so that when I dried my hair, it would show. And then even if I, made it, put product in it and everything, it's just like the wind would blow and you see a big pink spot. And that went away with carnivore. So it actually grew my hair in. I didn't lose it. Now, some people, I've heard this, and I don't know if Dr. Sean Baker was talking about it. Maybe Laura Russell. But what happens is if you start carnivore and then your hair falls out, it's basically reflecting the prior 2 months of your diet before you did carnivore. So it's the prior malnutrition. It wasn't that carnivore is making it fall out. It's what you had going on before.
Right.
And your body's regenerating.
I've heard this many times. A lot of times when you do any diet, when you change, when you detox.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of times your hair and things will fall out because what's happening is all the dead cells are now being replaced, and
Right.
You're going to lose a lot of hair and stuff like that, but then it grows back.
Right.
Exactly. What happens. But
exactly.
Like I my hair's a little messy. I apologize because I wear a hat. But right here, right in that area there that you see all that hair,
Yeah.
that was bald.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Or very, very fine. I shouldn't really say bald.
Extremely fine. Yeah.
Like it was like baby hair almost.
That's how mine is. My whole head.
Yeah. It's getting thicker. Like I keep it short, but as it grows, it
gets thicker.
So
that's awesome.
But just to look neater.
That's really awesome.
But
wow.
Yeah. So I think it does definitely. People don't really, I'm hoping that it'll get to the point where people just notice it. But right now,
Well, you noticed it, so.
Well, yeah, when you go from hardly anything to
exactly
a little something, then yeah.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, mine was getting so bad. I mean, I'd brush my hair, and just would fall out in clumps.
So
and actually, I don't follow Grandma. I probably should. But.
And then I'm going to before you answer the question, I'm going to actually say something quick.
Sure.
So Sandy's asking Julia, do you follow Grandma? It gives me a great segue to remind you, because I always forget to have Nightbot mention this. Put in, everybody in the chats, if you put in prime rib, lowercase, one word, your channel will actually pop up and people can subscribe to your channel if they haven't done so already. So Grandma, you're in the chat right now. If you want to put that in there, that way, if Julia is not subscribed to you, she could subscribe. She could actually go to it, and she can subscribe to you.
Definitely. Thank you. Yeah, that's really good.
Now, if you are subscribed, then still put it in.
Then you're good. Yeah.
And Juju just said, Thomas, but you grow a great beard.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I know.
Believe it or not, okay, that's a funny story. When I didn't start being able to grow a beard until I was about 30.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not. When I was before that, it was coming out in patches. Like it didn't grow as full as when I was younger. So yeah, so it's kind of weird how because I used to be jealous of kids. Like there was this one guy that was like 15 and he grew a full beard at 15 years old, and I was like,
oh my gosh.
Like what a jerk. He was a nice guy, but I just was like, what a jerk. He's growing a beard. And I was just would hope, but then when I got older, then I was able to grow the beard, and it was funny. Like I grew it around the same time that I became diabetic. So I don't know. I don't think diabetes had anything to do with it, but just kind of a weird coincidence, I think. So because diabetes doesn't usually allow you to grow more hair, but
No, I
course,
was,
it's why my hair got lost too, because I used to have.
yeah, I was going to say usually lose hair from diabetes.
Yeah.
I know
Or
my hair.
maybe God was like, maybe God or whoever was thinking, hey, you know what? We'll take it from the top and put it at the bottom. And
Gravity, maybe, you know, it grows, it goes
maybe
from the
slow
top and
it down.
it
You know,
sinks.
like, hey, we're just going to take from here. You're just going to put it right
There you
here.
go. Exactly.
And here's another Nightbot thing. So if anybody, I do appreciate any coffees that are bought for me. You know, I appreciate the kindness and the generosity. So thank you guys for that.
That's
So yeah, so
really cool.
Nightbot is a pretty good thing. I gotta get it to do the
Yeah.
so people can put their things in the chat and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, but Grandma and Amy both. Grandma helped me with doing Nightbot, and so did Coach Amy. Also,
Nice.
you know. So let's keep on going. And Snarky says, at least you can cover a turkey neck with a beard. Oh,
I
do
know,
I
right?
have a turkey neck?
I need to get tabs like for mine. Let's see.
Oh, oh,
You don't have a turkey neck. No, you don't.
okay.
No, you don't.
I might have at one time, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Usually people that are really unhealthy, that your skin gets really flaccid on your face. You know, if you're not well, it just, you know, kind of has. I was starting to get that myself. I noticed after doing carnivore, my whole face tightened up. You know, it's like reverse aging. It's great.
Yeah. So
All that cartilage and everything.
So I'm trying to think. We still got like 30 minutes to go before the 2 hours is up. I'm just trying to think of some questions that I have, you know, because I mean a lot of questions were already asked, right? And so it's not like I'm just disinterested, because I am interested. I'm just trying to keep, you know, I'm very bad at writing questions down and stuff like that.
I understand.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
that's why I kind of do the format the way I do. People tell their stories, and that does most of it, and then hopefully people will ask questions, and that helps out the other part, you know. But so just to reiterate, I did feel, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, but I did last time when we had the round table, I did feel bad because no one wanted to come on for whatever reason. But
Oh.
I also admit that it was a last minute decision. So that's probably part of it. So with a great friend suggested making sure that I announce it. So it's been announced. So you guys know that this Saturday will be the round table. Now, I'm not going to lie, if no one shows, I'm probably going to go back to not wanting to do roundtables, because that's going to be like, okay, well, if no one's showing up to this one now,
At what time is that going to be, Rick?
it's going to be at 4:00. Anybody's invited. We have 10 panels. Well, 9, because I have to be on one of them. And if it fills up, then we can just rotate. You know, I mean, that's a good problem, right?
Yes.
And,
Okay, got it written down. So it's, yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern time, right?
so Snarky just said, and I'm sorry, Snarky, I gotta say something about this. Okay. So I've lost 103 pounds, and my face fell down. Can't get up 65. Okay, I get that you're 65, just like Grandma, 65 years old. Okay, but how are you going through life if your face fell down?
And can't get up. I think he's talking about just
Like,
yeah.
like there's cartoons that are based on that exact subject. Sorry.
It's just funny.
Sorry, Snarky. But if your name is anything like you, if you are anything like your name, I'm sure you could take a good joke, right? And even Yellow Rose says 2 smiley faces on it.
That's funny.
So yeah, so and I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. I just want to iterate that I'm taking a leap of faith and going to do a roundtable, and so I'm hoping people will show up this time. Okay, so it's going to be at 4 o'clock. It's going to be as long as you guys want it to be. There's no statute of limitations on it.
Cool.
Okay, so if it's 15 minutes, it's 15 minutes. If it's 7 hours, it's 7 hours. It's totally up to you guys. All right. And I can't say, like I said, I'm not scheduled for work on Sunday. I am scheduled for Saturday, but I'm only scheduled from 7 to 11. So everything will be okay. And, but yeah, we're going to do that. And then I'd have to look at my calendar. So drum roll, please. We can look at who the next guest is for next Wednesday. And it is actually a young lady named Stephanie, and she goes by Bariatric Warrior. So I
Oh.
guess she's I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much about her story, but I did find her on Instagram, knows that she's carnivore, and she has from what I hear, she has a pretty interesting story. But I say that because everybody has an interesting story to me. Everybody has, got here maybe different roads, but we all got here somehow.
Yes. All roads lead to steak.
And and she has, you'll see all the descriptions for her and everything like that. But yeah, so look out for that. And then that's going to go into. That's actually July 1st. So that is actually going to go into, and on the same day, I have my doctor's appointment. So hopefully that still works out. I don't see why it wouldn't. It would be finance that, some bill comes up or something like that and takes precedence over me taking. But right now, so I'm going to get, I'll ask the doctor to be able to get my, because I do want to test my testosterone. Because I have a feeling, I have low testosterone. How low, I don't know. But I have a feeling that a lot of my issues is stemming from that. I could be wrong, but what would it hurt to check it out?
Yeah, really.
So that probably the Saturday after that, I will announce and let you guys know what the results were for the testosterone test. Well, actually, no, not then, because I don't know when they're going to do the test. So I have to also find that out too. Yeah. When's the first is when I get permission, when I get him to say, okay, I'll sign off on, and the chance of me being able to do the test on the same day, because if I have to fast or something like that, that could be a little problematic. So that's pretty much what's going on in the world of Target Prime Rib. I see a few people have left. We did have 32, and now we're down to 20. Doesn't mean anything. It just means that people fell asleep.
People have stuff to do, probably dinner or who knows.
Life goes on.
Yep, exactly.
And Aaron is asking, keep talking. I gotta practice my hula hooping.
All right, we will.
Hey, Aaron, if you want to do your hula hoop while you're here on Saturday, by all means. Let's see, man. I didn't want to cough in front of everybody. Well, I didn't want to have the sound of coughing.
Yeah, I know. I hear that.
Yeah. And then yes, Snarky, High Calorie Human is going to be on here in September. I actually have bookings all the way out to. Sorry, let me get out of that. I have bookings all the way out to October 3rd.
Oh, wow.
Yep, October 3rd. And on October 3rd is going to be Life with Lauren Johnson. And then in September, I'm going to have on September 2nd, James Primal Life. Girl Gone Carnivore is going to be on the 5th. On the 9th, I'm going to have Aaron Smith, carnivalist, the Carnivish guy. Sorry about that, Aaron. And then I have Bill, high calorie human, is going to be on here on the 12th. I have nothing for the 16th. So anybody that wants to come in on the 16th, it's open. And then I got on the 20th, on my birthday, I got Emma Mann, Carrie's daughter.
Oh, nice. September 20th, that is?
September 20th. And then on the 23rd is a double whammy. Why it had to happen this way. I would have done 2 different interviews, but I have a double whammy of Bella is going to be on, and so is Raymond Nays on. So I know Bella had canceled on me, but it was unavoidable. And she's actually going to be on the 23rd. We scheduled it for her to be on then.
Oh, nice.
And then on the 26th, we have Dr. Phil from SBG is going to be on. And of course, we're finalizing it with Papa Carnivore on the 30th.
Oh, yay. That'll be fun with Pete.
And Amy is here. We've been talking about you all day, Amy.
Yes. Your ears must have been burning.
Yes. We've been talking so much about you, it's not even funny, Amy. So yeah. So I'm just gonna give some people just anybody has any QQQ, any questions, inquiries?
I'm an open book.
I told her, Amy, I was telling Julia and everybody else how you and Grandma kind of helped me with putting together Nightbot. So you both had kind of a hand in helping me with that.
I didn't even realize it was a thing until I was like, oh, you got somebody that asked about merchandise. I'm like, oh, okay, it's AI.
See, I thought you were more shocked that there was somebody that merchandise was mentioned in the first place. But.
No, I knew you had some, but I didn't realize you could do that. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you don't have to keep reposting it.
Yeah, I learned some things from Aaron too, Booby Goats. Like if you look at my videos, my lives and stuff like that, like when they come on, you'll see at the bottom, you'll see my store, and it gives you the choices that you could actually just click right onto and purchase the item and go right into the store from YouTube. So yeah, just different things. Let me see if I actually, you know what? Let me actually check. Hold on one second. Give me a couple of hours. It won't take me a couple of hours. I didn't even have to look at your face in order to see that you were worried about that. Does it come on here? No, let me go into a regular video.
I think an interesting topic to bring up might be how you tweak your carnivore diet as you go along, because I know mine has gone through several iterations, as I've gotten better and as I've healed.
Yeah, I think that you have to kind of just I mean that's a good sorry, I just want to pause this video real quick. All right, so I'm gonna do 2 whammies. Why is it not showing it? Oh, never mind. Well, I'll show the one thing, and then I'm not sure why. I will double check it 1 second, but I want to share a video or share a thing. Take that off the screen. And Erin's practicing her hula hooping while texting. That I don't know how you do that. I have no idea how
That
you.
takes some serious coordination.
Yeah.
Oh man, of which I don't have.
I can't hula hoop even if I don't text.
Right. I haven't tried it since I broke my hip, but even then it was a challenge before.
Okay, so I'm going to put this on the screen. So do you guys see the video?
Yes.
All right. So we just, that's not it. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Well, let's move us over. I'm trying to fix this. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. I apologize.
No worries.
But put you back up. Well, I'll just put that up and then I'll put us up after. So add to the stage. Take me. And let's put it the right way. There we go. All right.
Yeah, there wasn't any audio coming through.
Well, I had it on silent because I
Oh,
knew I could look over it. It was just seeing the actual butter bite, you know.
gotcha.
Yeah, if you want to hear the audio, you got to watch the video.
Right. Well, yeah, I will. I know, right? I will.
Yeah. So, you know, because I just wanted to, because I was mentioning about doing the butter bites, I just want to show you what they look like, you know. Now you could do them in any shape. You could actually get like little candy molds,
Yes,
like
I've seen
chocolate
those.
molds, and you can put them in and like make like little like butter chocolates, basically.
Right.
Which I might do eventually because it's so easy. And I find it easier to do from frozen butter than I do from regular butter already soft. Like if I put it in the pot, it's frozen, and then let the heat just melt it right out, it just seems to brown up better.
Oh,
So,
that's interesting.
um, and Aaron is asking, what is your favorite band?
Oh, my favorite band. Well, let me think. There's a couple. I love Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. And Allman Brothers.
Okay.
Old ones.
And Amy says her cat is trying to eat her brisket. Well, Amy, it looked darn good.
Yeah. Cats aren't stupid.
Like, duh.
Yeah. Cats are obligate carnivores. Oh, I got to tell you, I made this incredible pork shoulder the other day. It was a 9.5 pounds. And it was, I had a good price. So I'm trying to buy different meats because I can't afford like buying just, it's gone so crazy sky high, like the steak prices and stuff. So now I have a variety. Anyway, I got this big old shoulder and I'm at high altitude. So you have to change the cooking times and make them a little longer in order for the meat to come out tender. So I took it and put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours. I salted the heck out of it and brine. It did like what they call a dry brine.
Right.
And then I took it out and seared it in my cast iron pan. I love cast iron. I use it for everything. And I seared all the sides of it and everything. And then put it in a Dutch oven. And mine is cast iron, like a cast iron enameled one. And it fit. And I put about 2/3 bone broth, covered it, and put the temperature at about 250. And I cooked that sucker for about 12 hours and let it sit for 2. And oh my God, that meat was just falling off the bone. It was so good. And I gave some to the cats and they went crazy. Guys thought of the brisket when she said about the brisket. They went nuts.
Yeah. I'm surprised the dogs don't go nuts too. Oh, Amy probably doesn't
I
have
have cats. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. I love dogs.
You know what it was? I confused Amy with Aaron. And
Oh.
dogs.
I would have dogs myself, but the problem is if I go away is getting someone to watch them.
My problem is the apartment doesn't allow dogs. So I would lose my home if I actually had a dog.
Oh gosh, no, you can't do that.
But we do. There is a cat in this house. My roommate actually has a cat, so we do have a cat down here. He's not in the room because it's my room, but he has been in here before. But I close the door when I do my lives. So
Right,
like
right.
I'll find him, like he pretty much like goes and goes on my bed or whatever.
Aw,
You know,
it's cute.
because he's like, okay, what do I care? The whole apartment's mine. You
That's
know, they're
right.
just, you know, the humans are just living here.
I have to be the one to approve.
Yeah.
Cat,
So,
yes, of course.
and, and I would show you a picture of him, but I have it. I don't. Oh yeah, you know what? I can show you a picture of the cat if you guys would like to see it.
Sure, I'd love to.
Just give me a couple seconds because I took a picture, but then I saved it in my file. So I think some of you guys have actually seen it. But let me go into my thing, and then I put it under inspirations because I might once she's been here for a while, if she's okay with it, I might do like a funny video or something like that, you know. Here it is. Okay. And I mean, you guys can't see, I don't think, the screen of the inspirations yet, but once I click it, then you will. Come on, kitty cat.
Cats do rule the world, after all.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, you're always making a catatonic.
Yeah, good one.
Uh,
Yes, they hypnotize you. Feed me. In fact,
Now-
I don't know, I think I traveled for about a good 14 hours yesterday coming from Boston all the way to back to New Mexico. So I had a bus, 2 connecting flights, and then a 2-hour car ride back home. And the first thing they do is they look at me. Where have you been? Feed us now. And it was 3 a.m. They would just looking at me like, we need food. You know we're starving, don't you?
Yeah, you've been gone for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
Where are you?
I even
I
had
don't know why I'm not finding a picture of the cat.
Oh shoot. I even had a slave for them, taking care of them while I was gone. No, you've got to feed us our food.
No. Okay. That is interesting. I wonder why.
You know what they say? Dogs have owners, but cats have staff.
Yes. Yes. We're their pets. It's not the
Yeah,
other way.
yes, exactly. That's right. I mean, look at the things they get us to do. Caring for their orphaned young, getting up all hours of the night to feed them.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at the cats that it takes care of,
Really? I love cats. So cats are so awesome. I love dogs too. I'd have one if I didn't go away. My kids live out east and I live out here, so.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, dogs have always been in my life. Cats too, but no, that's something else. That's my beef tallow.
Ooh, yummy.
I'm not sure why I'm not seeing. Because the images are so small, it's like hard to tell until you like open it up.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like some of them I can see clearly. I can see clearly now.
Now the rain is gone. Good song.
All right. First, well, you know what? I'm going to show these because I mentioned about my store. So I'm going to show the different. Here's Aaron. One of my shirts from Aaron.
Oh, nice.
And then let me just remove this right here. And then I have a couple other people that actually also did some more merchandise. see. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm not finding the cat.
It doesn't want you to find them.
No, probably not. So
It wants to remain anonymous.
I'm going to actually check something really quickly though, and see if I have anything. Nope. Okay. I thought maybe I might have had it in my photos saved up, but I don't. So.
Well, now you're going to have to take another picture so you can show us.
And I had the picture somewhere in there. I just can't find where I filed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's pretty much he's a black and white grumpy cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a tuxedo kitty?
He's a tuxedo kitty. His name is Panda.
When you say a grumpy cat, is he a dwarf breed?
I don't know. He's pretty big. He's a pretty big cat. So if you're talking about size, I don't think so.
No, I'm talking about grumpy cat had little short legs, like he was a particular breed of cat.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the fact that he had like a sour puss.
Oh, okay. He's just grumpy. Gotcha.
Yeah, he just looks grumpy.
Yeah.
I don't think he is grumpy, but he looks grumpy.
He looks grumpy. Yeah, he's got the grumpy face.
Let me look one more time and just see, I just can't, I thought I put it under inspirations, but let me see if I might have put it under a different category.
Under royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in this house that long for me to put him under royalty.
Not
He
yet.
might think royalty,
yet.
but
Just wait.
chart? No. Maybe other people's inspiration? No. Wonder what happened. Bless you.
Thank you.
That's odd. But I'll show you the other two pictures I have.
You're asking Roger Walters or David Gilmour. Which one? The one that played the lead guitar was David Gilmour? Am I right?
On
I'm bad on names sometimes. Anyway, whoever did the lead and all the riffs and everything, oh man.
Okay.
Those are just something.
So this is another one.
I like that.
Carnival Whisperer was the first person to buy my hat and to buy my shirt.
Nice.
And then we have Liftoff. And then this person actually won the shirt from me.
Oh.
Well, it was part of a contest, and she was supposed to win something from somebody else was doing the prize. I forget who it was, but I figured I would also get her the shirt. So I got her I sent it to her. I got her a tie-dye shirt.
Nice tie-dye. That's a really good pattern.
Yeah, and I thought it fit her. I thought it fit Leanne to a T.
Nice. It does. That's really nice.
So
Such a cute cartoon.
And then there should be one more that's pretty inspiring to me, but I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it. I mean, if I can't see it within the next 5 seconds, I'll just tell you what it is and then tell you why it's inspiring.
All right.
All right. I could have sworn I saved it. The fact that I'm missing the cat and this tells me that maybe something's going on with my files. It took
you don't want that.
No.
Ooh.
But I've had that happen before, and then I go back in and everything's back in place.
Sometimes it just needs to be shut off and turned back on, your computer. Like, I mean, when we're done talking and stuff.
Yeah. So it might come back. Who knows?
Right. We're almost at 2 hours, actually.
The other one was my sister wearing a hat that I got her, the pink hat. But I was going to show you guys what my sister looks like. And then this is not really anybody wearing any of my clothing, but this is actually something I made, which I've shown the other day. It's actually pork roll, cheese, egg and cheese, and that is actually a
Mm.
carnivore bun.
Oh man, that looks good.
Everything on there. So the only thing that's probably not carnivore on there is the yellow mustard that I
Ah,
used to put on.
yeah, that's okay.
So so it's the pork roll. There's some cheese in there, mozzarella cheese, and then this is actually done with egg, powdered milk, and baking powder. And you just make it. And it actually came into one bun, but I cut it and it came into two perfect buns.
Oh,
And
that's
then
all that's in it is egg, powdered milk, and baking powder.
that's all
Wow.
that's in the bun. Yep.
Wow.
And I actually show how to do it.
Cool. I wouldn't be able to eat it, unfortunately. I'm dairy intolerant, lactose intolerant, so it would wreak havoc on my little body.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. I know. It
So
looks
I'll
delicious.
take it off then, so you don't get tempted.
That's all right.
to-
Yeah, more for you. Oh, here's my other cat.
Well, it's been eaten and done with already.
Here's my big
And I
carnivore.
heard the meow.
Yes, this guy. He was a rescue. He was found
Hey.
half dead, and just put him on a meat diet. And now this guy, as you can see, is no fat on him. He's 13 pounds of
Hey,
solid
buddy.
cheese with beautiful blue eyes.
He's like, here, she's putting me on display again. Here I go. I feel like Milton from Rick's cat.
Yes, I know. Me and the cats. I know. I've always got them. They always come and hang out with me. Yeah, they're wonderful pets.
Okay, so we're
And such a
actually at
wonderful
the
story.
2-hour mark.
Ah,
So
yes.
I had a great time today, Julia.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
And thank you for being on. I
bet.
really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And let me just show you one quick. I just want to make a small for 1 second because I got to do it properly. Okay, good. And just in case you're wondering, go back to here. Open me up. Okay, good. So I had to take it out of the computer, but this is actually what my file was under.
Ah, which is keys.
It's like a file, like a USB, almost like a USB thing.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Wow.
all 80,000 videos and stuff are all on this.
Right. What do they call those? USB drive.
I think it's a step up from that. I don't think it's the exact USB drive, like not that we know from like the early 2000s. you know.
No, I don't think
Um,
I've seen that style.
Yeah, and you can do it either way. You can do it this, or like this would be the USB.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This would be the USB,
Oh.
and then this is the C drive.
Gotcha.
And this, I can actually put this not only on my computer, but I can also put it on my phone.
Oh, nice. Wow. That's really neat.
So I can
Wow.
actually download files onto here from there, or vice versa. Open them up. So, yeah.
Cool.
So my keys are more than just keys.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, okay, everybody. So
All right.
hopefully you guys will come this Saturday for the round table. Let's
I've got it
discuss.
written down.
There's, we'll talk from anything that you guys want. Okay, it's a chewing the fat. We're just all going to conversate and hopefully enjoy each other's company. If you guys want to bring steak with you, bring steak with you. Aaron, if you want to bring your hula hoop, go right ahead and bring your hula hoop.
I'm gonna go cook
Bring
some
your
hard
friends.
tack chicken right now.
Yeah, whoever, and like I said, we're going to go as long as possible. And if this works out, then I'm probably going to do like I did last year. And in September, not only will I have Emma on, but we'll have 2 different lives that day. We'll have the birthday celebration live.
Nice.
So,
How old are you going to be?
I'm going to be 54.
Right on. Good age. Wow.
So, So it's in about 3 months, but
Yeah,
so
it'll come out. It's already July. Friggin', I can't believe where the time went.
yeah,
Jeez. It's gone by so fast,
it does. It goes by,
really
like
fast.
it's gonna feel like no time before 2030 is upon us. It
Yeah.
sounds like that's way out, but
But it's
time
really
goes
not.
by so fast.
It's
you know?
really not. The older you get, the faster it goes, I think. Something to do with that, I think.
And thank you, DJ Pro. I appreciate it. And DJ Pro, I think DJ Pro is pretty new here. So, hello, DJ. I think I've seen the name. I just don't think I've ever seen you on my channel. So I do appreciate it. I did get some new subscribers, so maybe DJ is one of them.
Nice.
So that being said, all right. So if you can just stay on a couple minutes, Julia, while everything
Sure.
wraps up and stuff.
All right.
So live, love, heal, and for God's sakes, people, eat the meat.
Right on.